Alright guys, we're back. Gonna do a little bit of a paint up today. We're gonna use some metallic colors. I'll explain some of this stuff. This hand is a hand to a Bowen Apocalypse statue, customizing for someone into Infinity Gauntlet. So as you can see, pretty much the gauntlet is ready to go, so we're gonna start painting it up. He's pretty much primed, it's sanded. Yeah, some people would say you should pretty much prime over the Avis that you sculpted. I really don't see the need to do that because of what I'm going to be doing next. I have my metallic gold that I want. It's a Auto Air Createx. It's metallic gold. I love this gold. I think it's pretty much the best. The problem is it's very hard to get it to stick to statues. That's why I use Tamiya Chrome Silver. Normally I would use Tamiya Titanium Gold, but I ran out. So what we're doing is something a little bit different. What I did is I pretty much mixed up the two together in a little tube. This is going to be the base coat. Tamiya Chrome Silver seems to stick to everything I've ever done. I like to use it as a base coat for certain things, especially the metallics, especially when I work with pearlized colors for Createx, because Createx does not like to stick to any kind of a primer. It doesn't like to stick to any other kind of acrylics for some reason. It just gives me problems. But I stumbled upon one day just spraying over some chrome silver. It stuck. I liked the way it looked. If you don't get it too much, you still get that chrome silver look underneath of it. It works out pretty good. So basically, got that set up, and just gonna pretty much do the base coat with this. It's not completely gold. It's kind of just the base. This will just help it all stick together. So what we'll do is we'll turn this thing on. It might get a little bit noisy, so I'll deal with that, but it just gives you an idea of what I do. Pretty much pour it in there, but just up and down, kind of like the car. So as you can see, that's pretty much the base coat. Try to zoom in here for you guys. It might not be perfect. It pretty much just gets it to what I want. I'll let this dry up for, I don't know, maybe a good 20 minutes or so, so it's not too tacky. I did spray it on a little thick, but this will pretty much give me that base coat. So what we'll do is we'll let this dry up, and we'll come back in a couple minutes, and we'll go over with the Createx. So it gives you an idea of how that looks over it, and we'll see what you guys think. Alright guys, we're back. It's later at night since I painted this, and as you can see, it sort of had a chance to dry and settle. I don't like to basically blow dry my pieces too much, especially with the metallics. Sometimes if you spray pretty thick, it doesn't actually cure it fast enough to work with it. You kind of cure the outside, but not in deep where the paint is sitting on by the resin and primer. I've run into some problems in the past, so I kind of like to let this stuff dry for a while. Like sometimes I'll do this, let it sit for the night, come back the next day and do something else. But for this specific piece, since I did the base coat, because I like doing base coats, it kind of also helps me do like a final look over. I did find something I didn't like. I wanted to fix it. So basically when you turn around here, you can see a little mess up there. I didn't like the way the piece was looking. So basically what I did was took some sandpaper. It's 3M sandpaper. It's a foam, as you can see. This foam stuff. Basically, you can bend it. You know, it's really soft. Basically, I just turned it like this. And I kind of just sanded it in there. Because it dried and it cured pretty well, you don't rip up the paint that much, and you kind of get down to the resin. So even because this happened, you know, this is all part of the hobby. You live and learn. Some stuff you like, some stuff you don't like. Sometimes mistakes can work for your benefit, sometimes they don't. So I just sanded that up. Because I'm doing this, you know, base coat with this paint, I could actually just spray over that. It'll stick and it'll be fine. So this is just like, you know, just like any hobby with statues. Sometimes stuff messes up and you got to fix it. And I just wasn't going to let this piece go that way without it, because it was just my personal preference. Gotta have it right, gotta do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this up tonight before I go to bed. Come back tomorrow and we'll show you the rest of it. So, you know, this is a whole part of my process. Sometimes you know, stuff works, sometimes it doesn't. But we'll be back soon. Alright guys, we're back. We went over this, we patched it, fixed it, got the base coat going. As you can see, he's pretty much all set up there. So right now what I'm going to do is another coat of the pearlized metallic gold, and get this really nice and yellow color. Like, this is gold now, but it's kind of doesn't have that yellow kick to it. This stuff gives it that more kick. So basically we'll kick this on and get this shiny. So as you can see, I put it on pretty high pressure, sprayed pretty far away, because Createx, you spray really close, it just really bleeds, and I'll show you why. Like here, let's see, if you spray like right on there, see how it just starts going down, just doesn't stay. So Createx, you gotta kind of let it hit far away. But it's kind of built it up a little bit. I might do another coat after this dries up. And then from there, I'll show you what else I do. So, right now I'm going to go get a bowl of cereal, and we'll come back to this later on. Alright guys, we're back. We pretty much got this situated. What I am doing now is the gold that originally is the base coat, I put back over the pearlized to give it the metal. So like the metal, the fabric, I guess as you can see, might be a little too hard, but basically what I want to do is I want to mask this off. This stuff was easy. I brushed that in with a brush, you know, typical zero brush, spotter, whatever. So what I want to do is I want to airbrush this, because if you hairbrush this it looks kind of odd. So what we're going to do is going to mask it off. And basically it's just silly putty. You know, your regular silly putty you get. I got like a 5-pound brick of this from the Crayola website, so you just keep reusing it. Just want to get it a little bit warmed up, melt it a little bit, and basically what you do is you mush it around. This right here is a dentist tool. They're expensive. They come in all different shapes and sizes. You know, I got tons of other ones here. I got stuff like this as well. There's cheap ones on eBay. but then there's expensive dentist ones you can get. They range from like 17 to like almost 30 bucks a pop. I was lucky enough to get this from a dentist I was going to. He was retiring. I asked him for a couple. I would use this for sculpting, but when you sculpt with it, you know, it gets all caked up and then you lose a $20 piece. So what I stick to this is like my tool that I use for when I do silly putty for masking stuff off. So basically, silly putty won't pull up the paint once it's dry. Just kind of mush it in. You don't want to use your fingernails too much. You just want to kind of get in and around the areas. And then what I use, then I go in with the tool and kind of just push it in. You don't want to really scrape it in because you'll rip up the paint, because this is metal going on the paint. Other people use toothpicks. I like to use this. If it's a very fine detail area, I will use an X-Acto blade, but I'll be very careful and just kind of get into the crevice a little bit. And so basically what I do is just go around the whole entire area. It is tedious. This does drive you nuts in a way. I usually watch a movie, listen to music when I'm doing this, because you can go through like an hour of prepping something and paint it in 3 seconds. But that's part of the hobby. So as you can kind of see, get all in there. Now some people use tape. I don't like tape. I've used tape in the past and it just becomes a hassle. You rip the paint if you leave it too long, if it's not coated with some Tester's dull coat. I stay away from it. All I ever use is silly putty. If I gotta mask off a whole big statue with silly putty, I will, because I got some here. I got tons of it over there. It's great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the video. I'm going to finish masking this up, and then we'll go to show you how I airbrush over it, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so as you can see now, hand is masked off. I would say, because it was a small project, it took about maybe 10-15 minutes. That's pretty much all you really need to do for that when you mask it off. Now, you just don't want to spray heavy, because then when you pull it off, if you get too much into the grooves, you'd be pulling up the paint with it, and then you got to kind of X-Acto knife it out. This shouldn't be too bad, since I just got to kind of go over it and tone it down to more metal. That's pretty much all you really need to do. Once it dries up a little bit, you pull it off, and there you go. It's masked. Simple as that. Alright, so pulled off the silly putty, as you can see. And what I did was I put silver, Tamiya chrome silver, over all the gems. So basically next, what I do is going to color in the gems, and then we clear coat, and it's all done. Alright guys, we are finished with Apocalypse with the Infinity Gauntlet. As you can see, came out pretty cool. I'm going to have to come up with a better setup, but gives you an idea what he looks like. Comes off pretty well. Put in the other one, and there you go. So hopefully you like the little step-by-step, and hopefully it helped you guys out if you ever want to do one of your own.